behalf of Mayor Jones and Vice President of City Council, Ms. Ellen Robertson, who could not be with us this morning because she is ill, it's an honor to welcome all of you to the official opening of the Center for Workforce Innovation. My name is Jamison Mannion, the Administrator for Workforce Development. I'm so glad that so many supporters and partners are here today to help us celebrate. In the audience, sitting beside me, I have Mr. Thad Williamson, Dr. Thad Williamson, who is one of the leaders of the Anti-Poverty Commission. We also have Parker Angelosto and several other members. We have City Council and others, and we welcome you all to help us celebrate this event. So many people and agencies, businesses, and community organizations have worked closely with Richmond Workforce Pipeline to help make this day a reality. We have all come together to make a difference. We've all come together because we know that children are born with unlimited potential, but not equal opportunities. Those born into poverty have fewer educational opportunities and fewer life experiences to help them achieve their dreams. We know this is true because the stark statistics remind us every day that 27% of our fellow Richmonders remain trapped in the cycle of poverty. As a result, those growing up in poverty have become increasingly disenfranchised from the broader society, living with limited hope and with their efforts that their efforts will be sufficient to help them achieve their American dream. We cannot continue applying the past solutions and expect different results to get different outcomes. We must face the reality as it is and develop new solutions. Poverty can only be overcome with economic vitality through an increase in the number of jobs available and accessible. The City of Richmond fully understands that one of the main concerns of any business involved in the decision to locate or expand operations is the quality of the workforce. Richmond is committed to providing a well-educated, well-trained workforce that supports and stimulates a vibrant local economy. To satisfy the needs of the quality workforce, the Department of Economic Development and Department of Social Services have come together in partnership to develop the Richmond Workforce Pipeline. The Richmond Pipeline is a demand-driven program that the needs of business to remain competitive and productive are aligned with the needs of participants to earn sufficient wages that enable them to sustain themselves and their families. Our goal is to prepare participants to work in occupations that are both in demand and pay wages sufficient enough to enable participants to transition off of social supports. The pipeline began as a small pilot under the direction of Mayor Jones with the mission of applying best practices, building the robust workforce essential to Richmond's economic success. Though small in scale, the initial results were encouraging as we served over 170 local businesses and we've helped over 300 participants become employed. This is a good news story, but helping only 300 folks move forward when we consider the thousands of people living in poverty, it's like draining the ocean through a straw and it's still raining. We must do more. So recognize the potential. Both the Mayor's Anti-Poverty Commission and IBM Smarter Cities determined the expansion of the workforce pipeline was the most impactful initiative the city could do now. Acting quickly on those recommendations, Mayor Jones tasked us to expand our capacity to serve more. The Center for Workforce Innovation that you see is our new base of operations. Here at the Center for Workforce Innovation, we plan to serve our businesses, helping them to find and develop the talent they need to grow and thrive. We all know that Richmond City has a very high unemployment rate, 8.2% compared to the region's 5.9%. But what is not widely recognized is that a recent monthly survey showed there's over 16,000 more job postings than people actively looking for work. The Chamber of Commerce also recently reported that 55% of the employers face challenges finding qualified employees. The chasm that divides job seekers from opportunities is a skills and transportation gap. To build the best Richmond, we must help bridge those gaps. The CWI is our initial beachhead on that long march to help prepare our citizens for the jobs available for now and in the future. Our partners, Richmond Redevelopment Housing, Offender Aid and Restoration, Resource, the Workforce System, Richmond Public Schools, Richmond Public Libraries, East District Family Resource Center, 5th Street Baptist Church, and so many more. The CWI will apply creativity, technology, collaboration, and tenacity to incubate and refine the best practices and then roll them out to build capacity in our system. Working together, we're going to expand the capacity of the workforce system. Over the next year and into the future, we'll be experimenting with the best practices, such as flipping your classroom, outcomes-based learning, social media, and other promising ideas, and some that have yet to be invented. These initiatives will help build Richmond's growing credibility as an effective workforce intermediary and good faith convener. Moving forward, the City of Richmond will deploy a big tent strategy that encompasses many agencies and entities to align their efforts towards achieving a common goal. We remain undaunted and fully committed. And now I have the distinct honor of introducing the man whose vision of the best Richmond, dedication to serve every city resident and business, and the courage to confront the most challenging issues facing our city. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Dwight Sean Jones, without whom this center would not be possible.
Thank you, Jameson, and we want to also recognize Jameson's hard work. Jameson Manning has been a driving force in this effort today, so let's give him a round of applause as well. I want to recognize some of our special guests. Dr. Gary Rhodes, the president of J. Sargent Reynolds College. Gary, you want to stand and be recognized? And Mr. Kim Sheeler from our Richmond Chamber. Kim? Kim didn't want to stand. And also Bill Martin, all this art from the Valentine Richmond History Center. Bill, where are you, Billy? Back there? Now, Bill, if you have extra pieces of art that you want to pass around, I've got a whole floor up there you can decorate. So we want to thank all of them for being here. Parker Angelesto has been recognized, and members of my administrative team who are here. Also, we want to recognize them as well. This is a great day for us. The number one recommendation of our poverty task force was this workforce innovation notion, and we are able to stand where we stood a couple of months ago as we began this work, and now it is completed, and we're here today to cut the ribbon for a state-of-the-art training facility, the City of Richmond Center for Workforce Innovation. This is a great day, isn't it? It's an opportunity for us to work across portfolios and not have silos, because the business of providing a ready workforce is not just one agency or one portfolio's job. It's something that has to be done across portfolios, and we are working to get that done. All of you will agree that 26% poverty is just unacceptable. It's an outrageous number, and we don't want to have that in the City of Richmond. When we drill down into those numbers and get to the ages of 18 to 25, the numbers get worse. When we look at black males, they get even worse. When we look at teenagers, they get even worse. We don't want to have that in our city, and so the only way for us to deal with that is to be intentional about it. And we're delighted to have had individuals who have worked with us on our task force and now the Maggie Walker Initiative. I see some of them in the audience. I see Dr. Meeser back there and others who are in the audience. And Ellen Robertson got up off of her sick bed to come here. Come on down here, Ellen. I might have to put my hands on you today. And Ellen Robertson, who is, it's the head, I might mess up your hairdo there. But these folks have worked so hard, and they have pushed this to become a priority agenda item for the City of Richmond, and without them, this work could not be accomplished. This is good work. This is work that will have benefits for days and for years to come. We've all heard about the teach a man to fish analogy, and we recognize that that is no more important anywhere else than it is here today. Without a skilled workforce, businesses are likely to move from Richmond, not likely to settle in Richmond. If we want to keep and retain our businesses, we've got to have people that are ready to work for them. And without quality jobs, our residents can't thrive and pull themselves up out of poverty. With a thriving workforce and growing businesses, Richmond can prosper. With an expanded tax base, and with an expanded tax base, we can have better schools. We can have, with an expanded tax base, we can have a better infrastructure. There are many things that we can do when we begin to expand our tax base. And we know that there are more jobs than there are workers, and so we recognize that we have the opportunity to fill these jobs with people who want to work, people who need to work, and so we're excited about it. Even today, there is a class going on, and this is a administrative professions class where persons are getting certification in Microsoft Excel. So they'll leave here ready to take on jobs, and we want to commend those who are in that class today. Thank you for being here. And so we're here to say that the workforce for Richmond is right here today. It's right here in our city. It's available to us. All we have to do is make for them the necessary training that is necessary for them to move to the next level. It starts with residents who come here to prepare for opportunities. It starts with businesses that need educated employees. It starts with partners, organizations that lend their time and expertise. I think what we want to get over today is that together we continue to build the best Richmond for not just some of our residents, but for all of them. And one of our new mantras is that we don't want to leave anybody behind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Thad Williamson, and then I'll introduce Ms. Ellen Robertson to close us out. Dr. Williamson has been helping lead the Anti-Poverty Commission. Thad?
Thank you. Good morning. As a member of the Anti-Poverty Commission process, and now as the co-chair of the Mackey Walker Initiative, I just wanted to add some comments explaining the compelling reasons why this program really rose to the top of our priority list. And from an anti-poverty point of view, there are three exciting things going on here. First is the Workforce Pipeline Program has set a clear goal of living wage jobs. Living wage jobs provide a coherent long-term career path, as opposed to just moving people one or two steps along, moving them 3 or 4 steps along to build long-term stability. And that's really important to set that goal, because that's really how you make a dent in poverty. Second is the connection with employers. So instead of training people for jobs that may not exist, talking to the employers first, bringing them into the loop, and training people, providing programs that train people for jobs that actually exist, and providing the opportunity to interview for those jobs. And the third piece is providing the services that meet people where they are. And I've learned a lot of things from Jameson, and added to my lexicon now is this language of challenge and support, and I think that is what's being provided here, to provide the comprehensive services and opportunities that those who are residents may need to help overcome that skill deficit and connect people to jobs that can be done with a little encouragement and a little training. Also, from a strategic point of view, this program is vital. It unlocks the possibility of greater economic development in the city. It unlocks the possibility of doing housing redevelopment in a successful way that not just moves people around, but actually creates opportunities that people can take advantage of throughout that process. And it also is directly providing a better home environment, which will improve educational outcomes and improve the life of our children. And lastly, as was mentioned, another phrase I learned from Jameson is this is within our zone of control. This is something the city can do. And the long-term vision that's being developed here is to be able to train 1,000 people a year. And just as a thought experiment, there are about 40,000 people in poverty in the city, leaving aside college students. If this program can get to the point where we're moving 1,000 people a year into living wage jobs over a 10-year period, you're making a very, very significant dent in poverty, especially when you include the children who will be in those households. So this is an extremely important effort. I'm delighted that it is open, and I wish the program the very best, and we'll be looking to try to support it in every way possible going forward.
And now I'd like to introduce Ms. Ellen Robertson, who is Vice President of Council, who continues to work with the Anti-Poverty Initiative, helping lead the Maggie L. Walker Initiative for expanding opportunity and fighting poverty, and a personal friend of mine whose dedication and passion to service is widely recognized. Ms. Robertson.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize for being late, but I know now with the magic hand of, I'll be okay. Thank you very much. This is a great day. We have worked very hard with the Poverty Commission, and I want to thank the mayor for his leadership in that effort as well. Jameson has done a fabulous job for the city of Richmond. I remember when he first came on board and we were like, not sure where this is going to go. But we made a trip up to Washington and we spent a lot of time together, and that's the reason why he says that we are friends, greater than friends. And I had the opportunity to get inside of his head a little bit and understand what motivated him to want to do this. And I knew at that time that regardless of the obstacles that came up in the way, that he was dedicated to this cause for all the right reasons, and he has stood steadfast in this initiative in every way. And so I like to give thanks to those who really go beyond what is required because they are motivated by purpose as well. So I'd like to ask us to give him another hand of recognition. Strange things does happen in our neighborhoods when people don't have jobs and don't have means of having jobs. And when a person is robbed of the opportunity to be a provider for their family and to meet the basic needs that we all recognize that are critical to our civilization. When we rob people of those opportunities to have the experiences as well as the job opportunities that pay a good wage for earnest labor, then we are creating a monumental problem that is much greater than poverty. We rob people of their identity in the process. We rob communities of the opportunities to be, to operate as places where people are proud to live. We rob people of the opportunity to provide basic things as a mother and as a father. We even challenge people as to whether or not they should think of even having a family. We are relationship people, and we enjoy having relationships, and all relationships cost dollars and cents. And so of all the initiatives that we have that are going on from the Anti-Poverty Initiative, dollars in your pocket are essential. And whereas all of the other support services are necessary, if dollars in our pockets don't raise the income level where we can afford to take care of ourselves and our families independently, then all of the other ills that affect our city will continue to exist. And so today is a fabulous day. I know that if Jameson says 1,000, he's going to do 1,500. And so it's going to be a real major change in the level of poverty in the city of Richmond, and people will be proud of the jobs. Not just a job, but the quality of job that is being offered. So again, thank you all for being here. We look forward to great things out of this center. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Robertson. Thank you, Mayor Jones. I would like to take just a moment to recognize the team that worked hard to build the Center for Workforce Innovation, without which this would not be possible. We have Mr. Peter Chapman, the Deputy Director of Chief Administrator for Economic and Community Development. Mr. Stephen Harms is Deputy Chief Administrator, but he's meeting with the state today, so he couldn't be with us. We also have Lee Downey, the Director for Economic Development. Dan Ferrara, Deputy Director. Angela Yancey, Deputy Director for DSS. And we'd like to take some special recognition of the team, okay? Just because they work so hard behind the scenes. We had Robert Moody and Tim Hodges, who are our DIT team, and we are challenging the city's DIT infrastructure, trust us, because everything is Wi-Fi and everything is modern and everything is YouTube, and the press office gave us our own YouTube channel, which we are going to get up there. And then Mr. Kelvin Harris, who's my partner from the beginning, and who, without whom, we could not have achieved 1/10 of what we have. Miss Sherilyn Hicks, Miss Leslie Tyson, Miss Darcel Jones, and interestingly, Darcel, and she hates when I say this, but she's actually a graduate of our program. And she was the first one who we hired in the city, because the city said if we can't hire one, then we can't help any. And so, Miss Darcel, special thanks to you. And we'd like to recognize Miss Crystal Coleman, and Paula Cutts, and a special thank you to our Chief Administrator Officer, Mr. Byron Marshall, who has been a steadfast supporter and champion, who has challenged me every step of the way, and the man likes data. And so, without you and without all of you, this would not have happened. And so now please join Mayor Jones and Ms. Robertson, Thad, Mr. Marshall, and the CWI team as we cut the ribbon, cut the cake, and show off our new home. Thank you so much.